Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. We're bringing you guys another week of the BBR, and the New York Melmetals are taking on the Black City Kyurems and Coach Zombie in an epic week 3 showdown. We are sitting at 2-0. If you guys are confused, this is a brand new league that I joined. I picked up after week 1. The guy who I took over for already had won the first week, and we won the second week, which you can check out in the description below as our previous battle with the circuitry on the thumbnail. We're taking on Zombie this week, man. He's got one of the most scary teams I've ever seen in Draft League, and he took a lot of inspiration from my NPA team a few seasons ago. Before I go any further, though, don't forget, guys, you can grab your Melmetal t-shirt in the description below. Check out the link. I'd really appreciate if you guys picked up a shirt or a hoodie if you like them. There's a couple different color options, male, female, bunch of different hoodie options, and all sorts of cool stuff for the new team, the New York Melmetals, which I personally think is a really cool design. I'm a big fan, so I think that's pretty cool. Otherwise, let's talk a little bit about his team here and when I'm going to be bringing it and why I'm going to be bringing it. We don't do team builders. We'll do it really quickly here. He's got a Victini, a Rotom Wash, and a Tangrowth to fire off a Firewater Grass Core. Obviously, Victini is one of the most offensive Pokemon in the game. Very powerful with V-Create. Got Uxie to set up those Stealth Rocks, U-Turn, Knockoff, all sorts of shenanigans. Zygarde 10% is very scary because it can just fire off 1,000 arrows. It can Dragon Dance. It can be Choice Band. It can be Z. Aerodactyl. Another threat because it's so fast, it can just hit pretty hard. Garbodor is a good Toxic Spike user, bulky Poison type. Mega Mawile, dude, who allowed this thing? I like should have looked at these teams before I joined the league. Like, who allowed this thing? Mega Mawile obviously has absolutely no switch-ins. Play Rough plus Iron Head plus Sucker Punch is a problem. And then Tangrowth, as I mentioned, Alolan Ninetales and Alolan Sandslash for my Hail Core, and then Linoon, of course, can Belly Drum and win. I'm gonna be honest, like I said, this is one of the most difficult teams I've ever faced in all of my Draft League history. Like, legitimately, this is a crazy powerful team, and I had to do some serious shenanigans to try to even come up with a team to beat this, because Alolan Ninetales set up a Royal Veil, and then Alolan Sandslash puts in the work. Victini just clicks V-Create if it's banded and something dies. Mawile just kills something and then revenges things with Sucker Punch. Like, that is ridiculous, dude. Like, I'm not even kidding, guys. But I've done so many Draft League battles, probably more than anyone else on YouTube, and this is one of the scariest teams I've ever faced. So, nevertheless, I do think it's winnable. I do think it's a winnable battle. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you guys are new. If you guys want me to try to win this one, let me know who you think our MVP is going to be. This is our new team, by the way, over here. I made the changes. I got Absol now, Decidueye and stuff. So let's talk about the team and what we're bringing here. I've got, actually, let me get rid of my opponent's team there. I've got Decidueye here with Hidden Power Ice, U-Turn, Roost, Energy Ball. This is a bulky Decidueye pivot, which is designed to take hits from Zygarde and Hidden Power Ice it. U-Turn out, Energy Ball things, and then Roost for longevity. I pretty much had to bring Decidueye because I had nothing to take on the Zygarde. So, like, this is strictly there for Zygarde, really. I've got Mega Absol here, which is good because it does speed side with Zygarde, which is cool. I've got Knockoff, I've got Sucker Punch, Fire Blast for Tangrowth, and for Sandslash and Ninetales, and Ice Beam is there for Zygarde as well. Knockoff just spams so good, and then Sucker Punch is obviously very good. Fire Blast is also there for Mawile, so Absol is a decent revenge killer to Mawile if I hit the Fire Blast. We've got our Lycanroc here. This is the first time I think I've ever brought the lead Lycanroc set, and this is going to be Stealth Rock, Excel Rock, Taunt, and Endeavor. Its main objective is to send it in, get up those rocks, prevent hazards if they lead to Uxie or whatever, and then potentially get off a big Endeavor with my Focus Sash. I was originally going to run Counter on this thing as well. I hope I don't regret changing that to Taunt. I just really want to, like, if they lead Uxie, I just want to be able to kind of slow that thing down. So that's kind of my thought process there, but Lycanroc offensively scares a lot of things out. We've got our Blastoise here, which is a bulky, sassy Assault Vest set. This is a defensive slash special defensive Blastoise, mixed defensive. Scald, Rapid Spin, Ice Beam, Brick Break. Remove hazards, burn some things, and then Brick Break is there for that Aurora Veil. Also hits the Sandslash pretty good. Is a very good switch into Zygarde. It's a very good switch into Sandslash. It's a good switch into Ninetales. And it can take a hit from a Victini or a Mawile. I pretty much had to bring Blaziken this week because I had to find ways that I can revenge kill the Mawile, and Choice Scarf Blaziken does that really well because it's not afraid of the Sucker Punch. Well, it's not that afraid of the Sucker Punch. Naughty Nature boosts our attack, so we're max attack. If he runs max speed Aerodactyl, actually outspeeds me. I don't think my opponent runs max speed Aerodactyl though. Flare Blitz, High Jump Kick, Vacuum Wave, and Knockoff. Vacuum Wave is the hidden tech if my opponent brings a Slush Rushing Sandslash. in the hail, I can actually prioritize and hit it with that vacuum wave and knock it out after stealth rocks. So that's pretty cool. And then otherwise, we just click flare blitz. So that's the plan there. And then the key to this game is it always seems like it rests on the shoulders of Kyurem-B, Earth Power, Ice Beam, Substitute, Roost. Basically, the objective is to get in on something like a Rotom or a Tangrowth, set up a Substitute, and because of my Terravolt ability, things like Rotom don't want to take Earth Powers, I just spam Earth Powers, but I have the Groundium Z to hit even harder with those Earth Powers. I can fire off a big one, and you think Victini, Mawile, Rotom, none of those Pokemon want to take an Earth Power. Something like Uxie can't break my Substitute generally. So the objective there is, again, get the Substitute against some of those Pokemon and then fire off Earth Powers. I have to use my Kyurem properly. If I can do that and I can weaken my opponent early game, that's going to be good. I think the biggest thing is I might have to sack something off to get Kyurem in for free. But if Kyurem can put in the damage and weaken things for Blaziken or Absol, then we have a chance to win this game. This is a big momentum game in terms of whoever has the momentum is going to be the person who comes out on top. Like, if I let that Mawile come in and start play roughing or iron heading, I'm in trouble. If I let that Victini come in and start just decimating my team, I'm in trouble. I almost have to just, like, admit I have to sack something just so I can get something in for free to properly revenge kill and switch the pressure in my way. So that's going to be the way this game is going to play out. I'm going to get connected here. We're going to throw down for week 3. Hopefully pick up a W against this incredibly menacing team. Let's do it. Alright guys, we are connected here against Zombie. Let's find out exactly which 6 Pokemon he is going to be bringing. Dude, it's just mind-blowing to me how powerful this dude's team is. Like, I have no idea how anyone let this guy draft this. Like, I'm just blown away by it. Well, let's see here. He does bring the Linoone. He does bring the Aerodactyl. A couple things I definitely didn't expect to see. So he brings a pretty different strategy than I think what I expected. So that's probably not a good thing because the Aerodactyl is going to be annoying. No Ninetales, though. Brings Linoone. Linoone is definitely a mon I didn't want to see, if I'm being totally honest, because Extreme Speed is kind of problematic for me. But let's make some notes here. We got no Sandslash, we got Linoone, and then no Ninetales, we got Aerodactyl. So that tells me Aerodactyl very well could be his lead. Which honestly I'm okay with, because I could just fire off like Excel Rock and do like a lot of damage to him. So I'm probably gonna stick to my lead of just leading with Remiss, because I could always Rapid Spin later. So I'm gonna stick to my plan here, which was to lead with my my Lycanroc and just lock that in, because that was my plan all along. I will say Linoone is very scary though. Like, I really don't have the best ways to deal with Linoone at all. Like, if he belly drums, I'm just in trouble in general. So I just have to make sure I don't allow the Linoone to set up. But if the Linoone sets up, I kind of just lose, because Extreme Speed has higher priority than Sucker Punch. So I can't really even Sucker Punch him. So if he gets the belly drum up, I kind of lose. So I'm trying to like figure that out. Like, I just don't know how I don't lose to Linoone. That's why this guy's team is so scary. Like, the fact that he can just bring, you know, like, you have Mawile, Victini, and then you can just say, okay, yeah, I'm not even gonna bring my Hail this time. I'm gonna bring, you know, Linoone instead. Like, that's something fierce. So see if he leads that arrow. Here comes Fairy Juice. Is that gonna be the Mawile? That's actually gonna be the Mawile. So I wish I had counter, because if I had counter right now, I'd be in a tremendous spot, because I could just counter this thing on the first turn. I don't have that, so we're just gonna have to get up our Stealth Rocks here, which is kind of a bummer, because he gets the Intimidate off. Yeah, I just have to get up Stealth Rocks. There's not really much I can do other than that. And this is where things get tough on this Mawile. I'm just going to go for Rocks, though, because they are pretty good against my opponent here. I could Endeavor, but I'm just going to go for Rocks. And I might just have to let this thing go down, if I'm being honest. That's kind of a problem. I may just have to let Lycanroc go down early game here, because if my opponent goes for an attack here and knocks me down to Sash, and I probably just go for Endeavor, and they probably Sucker Punch, right? So, like, that's kind of the issue. Although my opponent may not want to Sucker Punch. I don't know. I am intimidated, so they may not do that. If I had counter right now, though, that would be clutch, though, because I would just click counter right here, and if they attacked me, I would just counter it back, blast them, and then I'm in a situation where I can Endeavor on the following turn. But we're just going to go over Rocks, man. I feel like I got to see what this Mawile wants to do. It's a very scary mon, but if I can get the Rocks up, that helps. Helps the Aerodactyl, helps against the Linoone a little bit, helps against the Victini. Obviously, Rotom or Arrow could, you know, could do some shenanigans there with defogging, but I'm gonna get the Rocks up here. I think that's the most important play. So let's see what they go for. Probably Iron Head. They could go for like a Substitute though, which would be a pretty bad play for me. Like, I would be in a lot of trouble if they went for like a Substitute or even a Swords Dance. Here comes a Play Rough, and they do connect. So we see Play Rough. It's gonna knock me down to my Focus Sash. Okay. So I feel like I just click Endeavor here. This is, if I had counter, dude, and I took it off, I legit took it off the set. Like, so annoyed that I took counter off, because I would have just been in a tremendous spot. I like switched it for taunt last minute, thinking that Uxie might be a thing. So that's kind of a bummer there. But maybe my opponent will misplay and not go for Sucker Punch here. It's kind of one of those things where, like, if they Sucker Punch and I switch, then I get a lot of momentum, you know? So it's kind of a hit or miss. I do like going into my... I mean, Kyurem puts in a lot of offensive pressure against this Mawile if I bring in Kyurem and just click sub. So that might be my play. Although I could, if I mispredict and the Mawile just stays in, then it's kind of bad. But let's hope I can just get this Endeavor off here, because that would be massive for me, is just getting off a big Endeavor. I don't see why my opponent doesn't Sucker Punch here, if I'm being honest. So I'm not anticipating this Endeavor to really do much. But this is just the scary part of Mawile. Like, Mawile is such a threat, dude. It is... If I had counter, man, I'm beating myself up over that, because that was such a good, like... Such a good first turn idea. Like, I really had a really cool strategy with Lycanroc, and I was like, nah, we're gonna run taunt, dude. We're gonna run taunt just in case. I should have ran counter, dude. I would have been in... Oh my god, I would have killed the Mawile on turn 1, man. I would have been able to dent something else. It would have been phenomenal, but that's okay. I got my rocks up. Hopefully my opponent won't Sucker Punch here. Best case scenario, they just attack me with the player off for Iron Head or switch out. Yeah, so I get the Endeavor off. That's phenomenal. They might actually rocks here. But, they go for Iron Head. That's fine with me. I am okay with that, dude. Mawile kills Lycanroc with Iron Head. Okay, that is fine. I have this thing so weakened right now. It's, this is a good thing. Okay, so, what do I want to bring in next? What do you think about this? I gotta try to think about what's gonna put me in the best positioning. I think what's gonna put me in the best positioning is probably... I can do one of two things. I can go Night King and substitute and hope that my opponent goes for Sucker Punch. A little risky. I can go into Reaper here. What is Absol taking from a Sucker Punch? Because I'm going to be Mega, so I am going to take a lot of damage still from it, though. Like, that's the thing that's so crazy about Mawile. It's, like, ridiculous how strong it is. I take, like, half. So, I could do that. I can also go into KFC and just click Vacuum Wave, but then I'm locked into it, which I don't really think is the best play. What do I think about this? I can go Night King, and like I said, I mean, I could just substitute and kind of hope for the best. But he's going to break the sub either way. He's going to be able to break the sub either way. So, I'm thinking Reaper is my best play, and we just go for knockoff, is what I'm thinking. Because then, I can, like, pressure everything else that comes in, aside from maybe Aerodactyl. And I can just go for knockoff stuff. So, let's go for Reaper here. So we get a big Endeavor off there, which was good. So this thing is down to 1 health. So we're gonna just get a Mega, and we're gonna go for, I really want to just knock off, even though I'm gonna take damage. I mean, I could Sucker Punch, predicting the Sucker Punch, because Mawile dies on entry anyway. Do I Sucker Punch, predicting the Sucker Punch here? Is that a bad play? I don't see why you save your Mawile at this point, because it dies on entry, unless you're gonna defog. That's a tough play. Do I just knock off? I mean, I would assume... I'm going to Sucker Punch, because I'm going to assume my opponent is going to Sucker Punch themselves. So I'm just going to Sucker Punch. If they switch, then, like, that's a really good play. Like, I don't know what you switch into, though, because if I knock off, like, something takes a big hit anyway, so, like, what are you going to switch into to take a knockoff here? I feel okay just going for the Sucker Punch here, so I don't take damage on my Absol. Because that could be big. Like, that damage could make the difference of me living a hit later from Rotom or Tangrowth. So I'll go for Sucker Punch, assuming my opponent's going to Sucker Punch. And if they don't, well then, props to them for switching out their Mawile on 1 health. Which, I mean, it's a thing. It's very much a thing. They're going to stay in, which tells me that they are going to likely go for an attacking move. If they go for Stealth Rock here, though, that would be... Oh, they can't, because I have Magic Bounce, so it's okay. We're good there. Alright, so I went for Sucker Punch, and we do snag the KO. So that works out for me. Absol kills Mawile with Sucker Punch. That is a-okay with me, dude. I got rid of the Mawile, I got my rocks up, and I kept hazards off the field at this point in time. Those are all good things. Those are all good things for me. Okay, one thing to know is Aerodactyl could be a Z Crystal user, so we have to be very mindful there. I have very little ways to deal with Linoon, though, if it sets up. So we just have to ensure that Linoon cannot set up on me. Which, realistically, I mean, I just have to ensure that he doesn't come in against, I don't know, something. Here comes Dryce, which is going to be with the arrow. That's the Rotom, actually. Yeah, I'm actually okay with this. I just want to knock this thing off, I think. Or I switch into... Switch to Kyurem. I expect a Volt switch here, so I kind of just want to go for knockoff because I really feel like knockoff pressure here is so good. So let's just get rid of this thing's item. He could be scarfed, but I'm just trying to get some damage off on this Rotom because this is one of the few things that really switches into Blaziken. And we're gonna chunk him for like a lot. There goes his lefties, and he just goes for defog. So he just gets rid of his hazards, and I'm gonna bounce it back, but that's still gonna get rid of the hazards, so it's fine by me. So defog, I lower his evasiveness, and he gets rid of my hazards. So he's pretty low though. I actually think I could just double knock off here and knock him out. So I'm gonna do just that. I don't see any reason to do anything else. So he got rid of hazards, which is really smart on his play because it helps out the Victini a lot, helps out the Aerodactyl. But I like just have to play this game smart because, okay, so Rotom switches out like 30%. Here comes Spice, which is the Tangrowth. I am okay with this, dude. Because I'm just getting rid of this thing's item, which is probably an Assault Vest. I brought him down. Yep, that's pretty good. So Tangrowth, let me just take a look at this. I did about what I expect, and now he doesn't have an Assault Vest, which means I can Fire Blast him, and there's a chance we can knock him out. So I'm gonna make the play. I'm gonna make the play. It's a damage roll depending on his spread. It's a damage roll depending on his spread, but I could very well knock him out here with a Fire Blast. And I don't really feel like he wants to switch out. Unless he wants to scout it and go arrow, but that's a little risky because I could have Ice Beam, which I do, but... And I can take a hit with Absol here. Like, if he Giga Drains me, it's not a big deal. I can weaken him enough. Like, I got him down, so this could be a really good opportunity. I mean, he's sitting at, like, 61, so if he is not max special defense, like, there's a really good chance. He's gonna switch out, so he's gonna scout out the Fire Blast, kind of thinking that I have it. And here comes the Rotom, which is gonna come in on the Fire Blast. That's fine. Make some kind of predictions here. And that's gonna weaken the Rotom quite a bit. And now I'm in a situation where I kind of have to either make a prediction here or... I mean, I think he just lets this thing go down. He could very well go Tangrowth, though. I think I'm gonna knock off again and just get rid of the Rotom. Like, I think he goes back to Tangrowth. At full health now. But that's fine. Like... Yeah, he's just gonna let it go down. So Absol kills Rotom with knockoff. That's fine. I got rid of the Rotom. These are all things we wanted to do. Okay, so now he's got a Tangrowth, which has no item. Let's do that. No item. I'm really, really liking my Kyurem in this match, if I can get it in against Tangrowth. So I just have to find a way to get Kyurem in against Tangrowth, which could be really effective. And I have to just ensure like Linoone doesn't get Belly Drum off, because I just don't know how I win with that. But like, he's running out of switch-ins to my Blaziken. So here comes the Aerodactyl, and I have to decide, do I just let Absol go down here? Because it's just regular arrow. It's not like anything else. It could be a Z move. I kind of just want to go for knockoff and just get rid of his item. I mean, if he's Z, he's gonna take like very little from it though. And I feel like he's probably Z. Rocky him Z. Says he takes like 56. I'm gonna go for knockoff. Because he doesn't knock me out unless he's banded, offensive, or gets a crit. And like, I don't really feel like Reaper is that necessary. I mean, Ice Beam's not gonna do any more. Let's just go for knockoff here. I'm gonna just like play strong mode with my my Reaper here. If he's Z and he just bops him with a Z, then so be it. Like, I go into Blastoise and I just Scald. You know, he can go into Tangrowth, but, you know, or I predict a double, go Kyurem or something. Like, let's just go for the knockoff, because if I can weaken this thing, that would be massive. He can't rocks against me, because I'm an Absol, so, you know, he kind of, like, has to attack. This is where Stealth Rocks would have been really nice, and he removed them, so kind of a bummer. But... see what my opponent wants to do. This has been a really fast-paced game. I feel like we played super well so far. I will say, though, that Linoone is very problematic. Like, Linoone is so problematic. He's gonna Z. Okay, so I'm not surprised. And it's the Tectonic Rage. So, kind of surprised to see Tectonic Rage. I'm assuming that's gonna knock me out, though. There's actually a chance it doesn't. There is a chance that it doesn't. I'm assuming he's Jolly, although he could be Adamant. There's a chance I live this. I really need to live this. That would be massive. We can live this. Oh, Reaper! Yes! And we get a big knockoff here, and we're gonna knock this thing down. We get the crit. That is massive. And now it's a guessing game. Am I gonna sucker punch? Or am I gonna knock off? I'm gonna sucker punch. I don't think he's roost. He was ground Z. And he's at, let's say, 24%. And he has earthquake. I am gonna sucker punch, I think. I mean, the sucker punch is so obvious. But like, what's his switch in here? Linoon? I think I just sucker punch. Because he's so weak now. I can revenge kill him later. Or do I just knock off predicting the switch? I'm gonna sucker punch. He switches, so he goes Tangrowth. Okay. Yeah, here comes Tangrowth. I would have loved to predict that, but it just wasn't worth. Wasn't worth. There's a sucker punch. That's fine. This thing is already. That's fine. You want to knock me out here? That's fine. I'm gonna go for Fire Blast. I just want damage off and get my Kyurem for free against this Tangrowth and hope he can't break my substitute. That's all I want here. This is a good situation. He's gonna go arrow to revenge kill the Kyurem, but it's not a bad situation for me. It's not the worst. If he knocks me out, I don't care. I'd like to hit this Fire Blast though. That would be really nice. It kind of forces the Tangrowth out. Okay, that was a big live on Absol there, because now the Aerodactyl is very weakened. It's used at Z. I'm gonna Fire Blast. I missed the Fire Blast. I should have Ice Beamed. Here comes the Earthquake. He's gonna knock me out. Okay. So that's a bummer. So Tangrowth kills Absol with EQ. Okay, so big misplay on my part there. I should have Ice Beamed. I should have went for damage. That's okay. I mean, I say big misplay. I don't know how much it's gonna matter, because any damage I would have done, he probably is gonna get back. But let me just take a look here. Kyurem versus Tangrowth. He's, I'm assuming, pretty specially offensive, and Earthquake should not break my sub. So if he does not have any way to hit me super effectively, I should be able to substitute here. And he may just try to sack off Aerodactyl as well, but I'm just gonna, well, I know he has no way to attack. I think sub is still my best play though, because it covers all the switch-ins and he might not be able to break it. So let's just sub here. I'd love to just Ice Beam predicting Aerodactyl, but I feel like I don't think the Tangrowth can break my substitute. And I know he was Assault Vest, so he doesn't have like Toxic or anything. And I would guess the Tangrowth is not gonna have anything to break my sub. It would have to be like Rock Slide or something like that. Like that's the only thing that would really break. And he's EQ, knockoff probably. Maybe Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, so he may not have anything to break my sub. Because the EQ was there for like Blaziken and Nidoking. So let's see. Let's see if he can break it or not. He may not be able to break it at all. And he's got Focus Blast and he's gonna hit it. So I have a choice here. Do I sub again and try to get him to miss? Like I kind of want to. Because realistically, like what is Tangrowth gonna do with a Focus Blast? Like it's not gonna do that much. Like there's a chance he misses. So I'm just gonna sub again and play this game. Because if he misses, that puts me in a really commanding position where I can freely fire off Ice Beams and probably maintain a substitute. This is where that Ice Beam damage is big though, because now the Tangrowth actually doesn't die to one Ice Beam from me, and I have to bank on Focus Blast misses, which, you know, it's kind of one of those things. I do have Roost though, so I can kind of stall out some turns, and we're in a situation where Extreme Speed on Linoon is gonna just run my team, dude. I just know it. I hate Linoon. It feels like such a cheap Pokemon in Draft League, guys. Like I really hate it. I hate to be that guy that complains about Linoon, but it just feels like such a cheap Pokemon every single time I face it, because all it has to do is click Belly Drum and then it just wins with Extreme Speed, and it's really annoying. I hate it so much, dude. I hate Linoon. Like, how do I not lose to Linoon? I have to, like, I don't know. Like, I have to get Blaziken on the field against Linoon. You know, try to knock it down before I can Belly Drum or something. I don't know. He's gonna switch, so I'm gonna get my nice. Here comes Patera. That's the Aerodactyl. So he's gonna make the play in an arrow here, knowing that he can break my substitute with a Stone Edge or a Rock Slide, but he's gotta hit it. So that's the thing. So we're just gonna go for the nice and powerful Ice Beam here and finish this thing off, which is fine by me. Get a nice Ice Beam off. I'll get rid of this thing, and KB is gonna claim Aerodactyl's life here, which is bueno. And that's gonna force Victini in. So Victini's coming in, and then I gotta decide, what am I sacking off? That's the big deal. What am I sacking off to Victini? Ugh. All right, so KB is gonna get rid of this Aerodactyl here. I assume he's gonna Stone Edge or something. I'm assuming he can break my sub with just like Earthquake. Like, there's a chance he doesn't. There is a chance he does not break my substitute with Earthquake. So he has to decide. It's a very tiny chance though. It is like a less than 10% chance. So we'll see what he's gonna do here. But let's try to get rid of this this Aerodactyl. I should have made a better prediction earlier with the Absol versus Aerodactyl because the Sucker Punch was so obvious, but it's alright. I'm really surprised that my opponent is thinking so much about this turn. I feel like you just break the sub. But here comes the Stone Edge, and they are going to connect it. So I really could have used a miss there, but KB kills Arrow with Ice Beam. Had I gotten a miss there, I would have been in such a good spot. Such a good spot. Okay, so I'm assuming Victini comes in, and I think I just have to let my Kyurem go down. I'm assuming Victini kills me with everything. Yeah, V-Create would kill me. If my opponent is like a blue flare set, maybe I can live. But V-Create does kill me. Blue flare probably kills me. I'm at like half. So yeah, I'm gonna assume my opponent is gonna be able to knock me out here with whatever attack they go for. But I think I just go ground EMZ anyway at this point, because I think I can beat the Tangrowth with what I have, right? Can I? I mean, Blaziken can. Blaziken can just freely click Flare Blitz pretty soon, especially if I can weaken this Victini even just a little bit. Blaziken can click Flare Blitz and do a lot of damage and keep that Linoon from winning the game, so I just need to weaken the Victini a little bit, and that's hard to do with what I have left, but I still have a Blastoise. Here comes Victoria. Okay, so my obvious play here is to go into my Blastoise. That is most certainly my obvious play. I am gonna ground Z though, because I think that's my best play. Because again, it's all about keeping that Linoon from beating me here. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna just ground Z and hope somehow Night King lives. So I could have definitely played some of this game a little bit better, and I think that that's gonna come back to bite me potentially, especially since I could have my Kyurem at a higher health. He's gonna V-Create, so we see the V-Create, that's gonna knock us out. So Victini kills KB with V-Create. Okay. And now I don't know if I can actually beat how do I win this game now? I kinda wanna go Blaziken, because Blaziken can do a lot, and he's V-Create, so I can definitely live a hit, and he's -1 defense, so if I go for Flare Blitz, I can two-shot him, and he's slower than me, and I beat the Tangrowth coming in, weaken that thing, and then I can maybe stop the Linoon from beating me. That's really tricky though. I think I have to do that though. I mean, Blaziken can knock off here and knock him out, but if he goes into... Yeah, I think I have to go Blaziken, and I think I have to do that. Because if I go Blastoise, it just brings... I mean, I can go Blastoise and double, predicting the Tangrowth, and then go for the Flare Blitz is my other play. And Flare Blitz would potentially almost knock him out. It'd be close. That's my other play, is go... Yeah, maybe that's the better play. Is go Blastoise, double into Blaziken, and then click Flare Blitz, which doesn't KO the Tangrowth. It's close. Alternatively, I just click Flare Blitz here and just get damage off of Victini, which is another option. I'm gonna do that option. I'm gonna do that option. Because this Victini has got the defense drop. This may be the wrong play, but we're going to try it anyway. We're just going to Flare Blitz. Because I can't knock off. Because if I knock off and he goes into Tangrowth, then I lose right there. So I don't think we're going to win this game at this point. But I will say that I think it was a winnable game. I think if I had played a few things a little bit differently, we could have won. I am really relying on my opponent to kind of make some bad plays here. I think my best option just now with that Kyurem play was to actually sack off my Decidueye, but here comes the Tangrowth, So I will be able to get rid of this thing. So I guess I knock out the Tangrowth here, which is good. And that'll be helpful. Or at least if we don't knock it out, we'll be really close to knocking it out. And we don't actually knock it out. I'll take a lot of recoil here, but it puts him in range where I can knock him out in the next turn. So, and I don't think my opponent is switching here. It's too risky to switch in my opinion. Okay, so Blaziken kills Tangrowth with Flare Blitz. Okay, and I think the other thing too is like, what is Linoon at? Linoon is at, so Linoon might actually even just be able to knock me out right now. That's the other thing too, without even like boosting. Like, I'm at how much? 87 out of 155. 56. Okay, I actually can live in extreme speed from Linoon. And I believe we one-shot it with Flare Blitz. No, we don't one-shot it. Here comes Victoria. That's the Victini. Okay, my play here. I feel like my opponent is going to U-turn. If I was them, I would U-turn. But I think I have to just go and make the play into Decidueye here. And just let it happen. And then I go into Shell Shocked. And if I go for Brick Break with Blastoise, how much does that do to Linoon? I have to get it below half. I don't know if I can do that. Yeah, I'm not going to get there. I need Stealth Rocks. Alright, well, my play, I think, is I got to sack off Robin Hood here. Unfortunately. If my opponent goes for U-turn, I kind of lose, I think. I can't beat the Linoon once it extreme speeds. Or once it belly drums. That's the problem. And that has been the problem. I don't have priority, so I just kind of lose. I mean, I have Vacuum Wave, but extreme speed has higher priority. So, which is what makes it so crazy. My opponent may go for Bolt Strike here. Predicting Blastoise. I think this is Banded Victini. It's Scarf too, could be Scarf. Either way, my play is a Decidueye, and then I just U-turn, so we can do that. And then with Blaziken in, I think we just click Knockoff. If that happens. If for some reason Decidueye comes in here, lives the hit, and then can U-turn on the Victini, that would be massive. But hopefully they go for Bolt Strike and predict the Blastoise here. But if I'm them, I just V-create. Zen Headbutt. That's fine. I think I actually can take 2 of these. We'll see if it's banned or not. Okay, we might actually be able to take another one. We're going to U-turn here. So Zen Headbutt was the kind of the middle ground play. And I think it's a damage roll on whether we live. My play here is to U-turn no matter what. This actually isn't terrible. My play is to U-turn. Yeah, that's got to be banded damage. That's got to be banded. Probably Jolly Band. Yeah, Zen Headbutt's a damage roll. We should actually be able to take it, and I might be able to get a U-turn off. That'd be massive. If I can get a U-turn off in a Blastoise, and then I can Scald and pressure the Linoon, but then Linoon can still Belly Drum. It's gotta be banded. I would probably Brick Break the Linoon, actually. It's definitely banned. Definitely banned. Alright, well, I'm gonna U-turn here either way. And I think I can live a hit. And then my opponent's gonna be locked. There's a switch. Okay, this is good. This is good for me. I can U-turn here, and I can go into Blaziken, and I can knock off and get rid of this thing's item, and hopefully keep it from belly drumming. Knockoff does over half. This is exactly what we need. Because I get rid of the berry before it can activate, and then my opponent cannot belly drum. So we're going into into Blaziken here, and we are clicking knockoff. Because then I can get rid of the berry. My opponent will be below half and cannot belly drum, and then it's not really a threat anymore. So we're just gonna go for the knockoff. The problem is Victini can still win this game with Bolt Strike, I think. There's a switch, so I get a knockoff on the Victini. It's fine by me. Let's see how much this does. Big damage, big damage. And there goes his band, and we're just clicking knockoff again. Yo, Blaziken putting in the work, dude. Blaziken putting in the work right here. There you go. Okay, so I think the only situation where this goes horribly wrong is if my opponent critically hits extreme speed. Because my Blaziken is sitting at 56%. Max attack, adamant, extreme speed does a max of 52% if it's not boosted. And I feel like this has got to be the standard gluttony, you know, Linoon. The standard Linoon. So I'm not expecting anything other than that. So we are just clicking knockoff here. We are just going to click knockoff. And I still have a full health Blastoise with Brick Break, which can do 50%. And I have Vacuum Wave on my Blaziken as well, which could also be clutch. But I think my play here is just we click knockoff. We get rid of this thing's item. I'm scarfed. We just click knockoff. I can live in extreme speed. And I can get rid of this thing's item and keep him from belly drumming, which is the most crucial piece of this puzzle. And I said at the beginning of this game, I had to get offensive momentum and not let this Linoon come in against one of my defensive Pokemon, where it could freely belly drum, and we've managed to do that. So here comes the extreme speed. As long as it's not a critical hit, we live this. He gets the crit! No! No! Wow! Oh my god. Wow, dude. He gets the crit, and he's gonna win the game. He gets the crit, and he's gonna win the game. That is really frustrating. That is really frustrating. I have to go for Scald and hope for a burn. He's gonna win the game because he critically hits me there. He says, yeah, man, I feel so bad. Well, that's the game we play, dude. I lose on a less than 10% chance. And there's the belly drum. Wow. I am really frustrated about that. The only way we win this game now is if I get a burn. I think if I can burn him, there's a chance. If I burn him, there's a chance. I have to burn him, though. I need to burn him. Can I get some justice? I don't get the burn, dude, and I needed the burn to have any chance. We have to Brick Break here and hope. There is still a chance I can live in extreme speed. He's going to Seed Bomb, which I do not live. And we're going to lose the game to Belly Drum Linoon. Wow, dude. Come on. Wow. Like, that's so stupid, dude. This guy's got, like, the most broken team. And I had this game. I played pretty well to try to win this game, and I lose to a critical hit, man. That's the game we play, though. Honestly, like, it is what it is. It's just really stupid, man. Like, that's really dumb. And, of course, he's got Shadow Claw, obviously expected. I figured that was his set, and we're going to lose the game because of hacks, dude. Basically, Linoon kills the Decidueye with Shadow Claw. Well, GG's, man. I'm like, what am I gonna do in that one? I played everything I needed to do to win the game, and we lost because of a critical hit. This is the kind of game that makes you not want to play Pokemon competitively anymore. I'm gonna be honest with you. But it is what it is, man. I said he had to get a crit to win. He gets the crit to win. And that's it, man. I hope you enjoyed the game. We'll have another one this weekend because I had to make up a game. So we're gonna fall to 2-1, man. That's really stupid, but that's the game we play. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.